When it comes to creating a healthy organization, the second discipline is about creating clarity in an organization by making sure that the executives are completely aligned around 6 critical questions. Let me take you through those questions right now. The first question is a simple one, but a critical one, and that is, why do we exist? Every organization needs to understand that ultimately there's some idealistic reason why that organization must exist, why it makes a difference in the world. Now, many companies hesitate to do this because it seems too ethereal and too abstract, but every company needs to inspire their people and provide themselves with a context to understand why it's worth doing this in the first place. People get out of bed in the morning because they know that there's a real reason why their job matters in the world. The second question we have to answer is, how do we behave? These are the 1 or 2 or 3 behavioral values that are completely inviolable within an organization. And every organization needs to understand what are the small handful of things that will never hire somebody if they don't have those, and will never make a decision that violates those things. How do we behave? The third question is a very simple one, and that is, what exactly do we do? A company has to know what business it's in. And this is a pretty straightforward question to answer, but we worked with enough organizations where they weren't quite sure what business they were in. Are we a services firm or a products firm? And really, what is our focus? So this is the third question. First, why does this matter? Second, how do we behave and what's critical to the way we deal with one another? Third, what business are we in? And then we get into the next 3, which are a little more complex but critical for creating clarity. The next one is, how will we succeed? This essentially gets down to strategy, which is a word that gets overused and it's not often understood. What we mean by strategy in this case is, how will we make intentional decisions that will differentiate us from our competitors and ensure that we will have the best possible chance to succeed? Okay, there's a lot that goes into that. Fifth question. What is most important? What is our top priority right now? Every organization needs to have a rallying cry, something that is the most important thing going on in that time period. And we're usually talking about 3 to 12 months. If an organization doesn't have a clear number 1 priority, then there's too many things that could be important, and you could often deviate toward mediocrity. Something has to be most important. Finally, the 6th question is, who on the team must do what in order to make sure that we succeed? Do we really understand the roles and responsibilities of the people on the executive team? Too often we rely on titles, and that's just not enough to understand what we're responsible for. If an executive team can answer these 6 questions, and I go into more detail in my book, The Advantage, on how to do that, if they can answer these questions and leave the room completely aligned around them, they're going to be able to go out and communicate and build an organization where clarity reigns and success becomes very, very likely.